Doge or Doggy or whatever you want to call it, but all these universities are being attacked because they feel that they're too liberal, I guess is the reasoning, but they've cut almost $2 billion in research. I've got a wife and 2 sons that have genetic eye disease that the University of Iowa is working on. And to tell those people, tell the University of Iowa that you don't get the money to do that might save their eyes because they're just on the verge of having transplants, and just so that the rich can get an extra tax cut is a crime. It's an absolute crime.
To what I said, sir, about the NIH and the inefficiencies in the NIH. Well, one of the things that I think is really important is making sure research dollars go to fund that next big cure. So when I talked about the inefficiencies, having that many different CIOs, different kind of businesses within a business, that's not an efficient model, and making sure research dollars are getting to actual researchers. So one of the things that we've tried to change so that more of those dollars do flow to researchers, there's a lot of administrative take from these universities on top of the research process. If you look at how those funding streams are broken down when they're granted to universities, a lot of that money is taken for administrative overhead. What we are trying to do is cap the amount of that cost so that more of those dollars go directly to researchers. The other thing that is important there is, and so when you look at some of these other institutions, they're not complying with some of the requirements of executive orders, like letting men play in girls' sports, which I think is crucial if they're going to be a part of NCAA sports. They need to comply with those rules and executive orders. And the other thing that I think is important in this country right now is we have seen just an outbreak in anti-Semitism in this country. It's uncontrolled on many of these campuses. On many of these campuses, so I'm going to answer your question. Just because they are not complying with this, if they're not going to comply and they're not going to follow through with that information, they shouldn't be getting federal money. They have giant endowments that these universities can use to help support their students and encourage more people to go. I believe in free speech on college campuses. I don't believe in hate speech, and there's a complete difference between what we see enabled by these universities. So we're going to continue to hold them accountable because that's what accountability looks like, and we want all of our students to feel safe on campus no matter where they choose to go. Okay, let's go right now. I was going to